Hey there, college freshmen. Professor Walters here. Yes, I am actually a professor, and today is freshman move-in day here at the University of Illinois. And after I've been teaching for 17 years, I've seen some common mistakes that freshmen make when they do come to college. And so what I want to do is give 7 words of wisdom to all those incoming college freshmen, whether you're coming to a big, huge university like the University of Illinois or a small town college or wherever in the world. I hope these tips can help. And believe me, I don't expect you to listen to me, but just know that I have been a professor for a long time, and I've seen a lot of students that didn't quite make it because some simple little things you can do. And the first word of advice I have for you when you come to college is get up. Look, you spent the last 4 years in high school getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get ready to look good for high school, or going to swim practice or cheer or going to the gym, or just to get ready for that 6:30 bus to get to school. You've been doing that for years. Yet somehow when you get to college, it becomes a lot harder to get up because mom's not like, get out of bed. Dad's not like, get out of bed. Your little brothers and sisters are not, dive tacking you and stuff like that. And I'll be honest, going to an 8 o'clock class in high school is a lot easier than going to an 11 o'clock class in college, okay? So just get up, set the alarm, just get up and go to class. Go ahead and sleep in class, that's fine, but at least be there. Get up though, you gotta get up, okay? And that go to class is the second tip I have for you. Just go to class. You'll be surprised how much you learn just by being in the classroom. It's not just studying the books and doing the practice quizzes and stuff like that. Being in the classroom, listen to professors. I mean, even as most is while you're sleeping, some of it gets through there. And honestly, if you're just coming to all the classes, you should easily get a C just in general for not even trying, because they're covering a lot of the materials, okay? And also, if you're going to class, the professor notices you. And so when you have issues, they're not like, who are you? Because think about it, you show up at the end of the semester and the professor has never even seen you in class, you're probably not going to get too much sympathy. And another thing you really should think about if you're really wondering is, think about how much money you're spending to actually go in those classes. I mean, think about it. Go and divide how many classes you have per semester and how much your tuition was for that semester, and figure out how much each hour costs you to be in class. So anytime you're sleeping in, you go, do I want to throw away and burn $100? You know what? Maybe I will get up. Think of it that way. Sometimes it makes it a little bit easier to get up and go to class. Now, my third tip for you is go say hi to your professors. Look, I'm a professor. We don't have any friends. We sit in our office writing papers that no one reads. So come to our office, come see us, come talk to us, learn about what the degree is, learn about what the class is all about. Honestly, I've made so many friends over the years from my students that have come to talk to me in office hours and see me. Like if you look at my Facebook and Instagram feed, I've got friends that have been for years that were my former students. I've gone to weddings to former students, and you can build a relationship with your professor. So when there are parts that you don't understand, you can go and ask them and talk to them, and they're going to want to help you out, okay? Also, think of it this way. When you're finishing school, you're going to need some recommendation letters, right? And if you go into a professor you've never talked to, never seen in the office hours, say, can you write a reference? You're going to get, this student was in my class. They got this grade. Thank you. That's it. Or do you want something more in depth? Yes, my time with Jessica as we discussed the future of marketing and its relation to artificial intelligence, and the numerous time we talked in my office hours, right there shows a much more in-depth relationship with your professor, which makes that reference letter a lot stronger. But honestly, we're lonely and have no friends. Just come say hi. Now, on a more serious note, my next tip for you is don't overdo it. And this is in a lot of different ways. Your first semester, don't think you're going to do 18, 22, 25 hours of classes. Give yourself time to adjust, because now you're living on your own. You don't have your parents there. You got to get yourself up. You got to figure all these things out for yourself, doing your dishes, doing your clothes, all this kind of stuff. And it can be a lot to take in. And if you overdo it that first semester and you have problems with your grades and stuff like that, it can put you behind the 8 ball, okay? You don't want to have those issues. So make sure that first semester, take it a little bit, I'm not saying take it easy, but just be aware that going to high school and doing well in high school is not the same as doing well in college, because college, it's tougher. You might have been the best student at your school, but guess what? All the best students of all those other schools are going to that school as well. So the competition gets tougher, the classes get tougher, the homework gets tougher. So don't underestimate the amount of time you're going to need to do your homework and get things done, okay? So just don't overdo it with the classes, but also don't overdo it with the partying. I mean, I know a lot of my friends, my first year at school, I mean, we drank and we went out, we partied and we did stuff, but not everybody made it through the first year. maybe they stopped going to class, or they had too much fun, and so their grades suffered, so they had to transfer someplace else, so they dropped out of school. You don't want that. You've worked so hard to get here. Just try to stay. Like, once you get through that first year, it's fine, okay? Then everything's a little bit smoother, but it's that adjustment period. So give yourself the time and space and leeway to be successful when you first come to college. Don't overdo it. Now, my next tip for you is something that I really recommend, but I fully expect you never to do. If you want to look smart in your class, if you want to know everything that's going on, read the chapter before class. I know, it's a crazy concept. I don't even know if I read the chapter before class all the time, but you know what? If you do, what happens is, instead of learning in the class, what you're doing is you're getting the synopsis of the chapter. You're getting the most important parts that highlight those things. So you read the chapter, you've got all the information, and now the professor comes in, or the TA comes in and tells the highlight points, and that reinforces how you learn, and you're gonna get a better grade because you're prepared beforehand. Also, the professor will be like, dang, that student knows a lot. You're like, no, all I did was read the book like you wanted us to before class. It makes a huge difference, but I think that's the least likely thing people are gonna do on this list. Now, my next tip for you is use the resources that are available. A big university like the University of Illinois, they have counseling, they have tutoring, they have clubs, they have workshops, they have all kinds of stuff to help you succeed. If your school has that, if you're having a tough time in calculus, like you go see the professor, maybe they have tutoring hours or office hours for the TAs, use those things to help you. If you're having a tough time adjusting to college and being away from home, which happens, there might be counselors there. Use those resources that are out there. But don't just use the resources that are at the university. Think of all the resources that are out there on the internet. You've got a class and maybe your professor isn't the best explainer. It happens. I pretty much guarantee that any topic out there, there's probably a YouTube video that goes over it pretty well. So why not search for that online and learn it that way so you're better prepared? Because even if you didn't understand what your professor, how he or she explained it, that person, Mr. Beast, might have explained it for you. You're like, I got it now. So use those resources to help you, be better prepared. And my last tip for you is, look, when you were in high school and junior high, you were embarrassed about mom and dad. In college, that completely changes. Mom and dad visits are the bomb, okay? And don't skip them. Don't shoo them away. Because what's great is when mom and dad come, you get stocked up. Snacks, drinks, money. You get to go to the nice restaurants, not the ramen noodles for 50 cents places, right? So take that opportunity. And what's cool is you're going to start to notice that your relationship with your parents changes while you're in college. Because your parents, like, high school was high school, but now you're in college, they'll want to share their experiences if they went to college, or they'll be so proud of you being at college, they're going to want to know what's it like being in college. So use that for a chance to, one, stock up the shelves, but also to build a better bond with your parents, because it will make a big difference later on in life. So those are my tips for freshmen coming into college. Look, you don't have to use them, you don't have to listen to me, but these are things that I wish I would have known when I came to college, and these are things that I see where students fail and mess up over and over again. Throughout my 17 years of teaching, I've seen this. So I wish you all the best. Good luck on your new adventure, and if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, super duper duper senior, have a great year at school. Bye.